What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Malazan Server, and welcome to what has been my life for probably the better part of about 2 hours. Yep. I've been trying to get these scoot shells to make a turtle helmet, and it's been now over 3 in-game days and nights, and only one of the eggs is hatched, and he's had time to hatch and fully grow up. So we've got one of the scoots, and then I'm going to have to breed them up again to get some more hatchlings. So the two that I did breed up, they wouldn't actually lay the eggs until I let them out of the pen area, and then what? Yep. This is actually becoming a bit of an issue. Mobs are spawning in pretty much, I think it's like 13 light levels or 12 light level, because look how many torches are spammed around here, and these zombies are still spawning, and also these llamas keep on spawning, and they seem to be spawn. Oh, that's because that guy's got a potion of invisibility. Yeah, apparently one of these guys is meant to spawn every in-game day, and they can spawn near any player, but when they disappear they leave the llamas, so now we've just got llamas scattered absolutely everywhere. I don't think Mojang thought that through completely. No, I think that when he despawns or disappears, they should also go with him, but no, he just leaves llamas laying around everywhere. Like our spawn island is littered with them. Yeah, I've been waiting for these eggs to hatch for ages, so I'm just going to leave that for a minute. Even if they do hatch, it's going to be a good 10 minutes or so before they actually fully grow up anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. I am a little bit worried that these llamas may go treading on them though. But what we want to work on today, we're actually going to be working over here on the base area. I've got a bunch of berries here growing as well. Now, I'm thinking that with these berry bushes, we could probably use them as some sort of mob trap, because they cause tick damage and they slow you down like spider webs do, which is really weird. Well, a really weird type of block. Ow! And great, we've got phantoms on our case now. Not a good time to be showing you damage-taking plants. Excuse me, guy. Are you going to come back down? No? You're just going to ruin my recording. Wait for me to put my head down and start talking, aren't you? What's the betting? Come on, come down. There we go. Gotcha. And then he'll burn and disappear. Okay, great. What we want to work on today is actually a sugarcane farm. Now, my initial plans for the sugarcane... He didn't drop a membrane. For the sugarcane farm was to actually have a flying machine to do the harvesting. I've actually sorted out an area underneath the water, and I've sort of cleared it out of the water, or I sort of cleared it out. I don't know how to really word it properly. But the area that I sort of dug out, I then separated with glass, and because I dug it out, it wasn't actually filled with water. So we've got like a massive area down here, which we can actually zip down into this water. So just underneath here, and it's quite a big area for a sugarcane farm, because initially I was planning on doing just massive rows of sugarcane with a fly machine and a collection system of hopper minecarts underneath. But then I was thinking about it that in this area, I'm over here for usually about an hour, couple of hours at a time, unless I'm actually working or doing something specific over here. Usually it's coming back here to sort out items. So to have a farm that's reliant on me being here for a long period of time, it's not good, because I'd have to turn on and off the farm each time I sort of come to the area and leave the area, because if a flying machine's left unloaded, it will just stop in its tracks, and when you come back, you're then going to have to reset it off, which means me coming back into the farm, trying to climb my way over the sugarcane plant, so try to reactivate the flying machine. Excuse me. And then, yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a nuisance. So then I was thinking of doing pistons, just a standard piston with observers. But that is going to be a ton of iron and a ton of wood. So because we've actually been getting quite a lot of slime balls? No, that's not right. Slime balls. I've converted all of them into slime blocks. And what we're going to do, we're just going to use a sticky piston idea. So let me grab some of these resources. Oh, I've just gone like the massively long way around this entire thing when I should have just went left. And there is no easy way to get through this unless I break it, and I don't want to have to break it and then rebuild it, so we'll take the swim around. Okay, and then while we're over here, we can probably have a little check in on our eggs. Llamas are still bubbling in the water. And nothing. Awesome. So, let's grab our redstone box and take it down there. And, yep, you're our slime box, so we're going to grab you. We've got our sugarcane and rails in there. And that's from all of our ship building gizmos. And we're also going to want a bunch of glass as well. So let's grab all of this goodness. And then we're just going to have the sugarcane growing on dirt. That way we don't really have to worry about... Have I got an ender chest on me? Yes, I do. We're not then going to have to worry about trying to float the sugarcane on... Well, no, that's not right. To float the sand on rails or messing about with it. If we want to just place the water next to the dirt, we don't have to worry about trying to stop the dirt from falling down if we didn't want to have a block underneath it for any reason. So, let's grab a bite to eat. And then let's put down some of our boxes because we are completely encumbered here. Can we throw you down? And then throw one of you. Throw you. And then throw you. So what I was thinking is we can have like a sticky piston, say there. And we want some slime blocks. And then each sticky piston can be run, let me think. So we've got the sugarcane, sticky piston with slime blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, that looks about right. It is 12 that they can push. I'm not misjudging that at all, am I? But we can just double check for my peace of mind more than anything else. And yes, 12. So that is good. We've got to make sure that it's... Really? How long does it take to break a stone button? That's ridiculous. So you just got to make sure that there's no other solid blocks next to it, which means we're obviously going to have a space in between each section of 12. And then each section of 12 we want activated with an observer block, which could probably say, can we get some of you? Say the observer can then be facing into here, which means we're probably going to want a one wide gap in between these guys. And then we're going to want an observer facing into there, so that way we've got room for the redstone signal. And I'm okay with the redstone signal setting off 2 sections of the farm. That's perfectly fine for me. So can we grab an observer? By the way, this farm isn't planned out or designed in any way whatsoever. I'm sort of just winging it as we go here. So we've got that and that. And then we can have the redstone line running. That isn't going to make sense, is it? Considering that our piston's all the way over there, we don't actually have to have a line running completely across. Let me think. We could have... Yeah, you know what? That's I'm doing it all backwards here. Let's break you. So that way we don't have to have redstone lines running all the way around. We could then just say, have our sticky piston on the back here, and another one on the back there. That way the redstone line just has to run to there. And that is all happy days. Do some of that, and then do some of this. And then it's pretty much just rinse and repeat until we fill the area. So what I'm going to do is I'm sort of going to lay it all out and get everything sort of ready. And I'll bring you back once I've made a bit of progress. Alright then guys, so I've been at this for a good hour or 2 now, and I'm not too sure if I've had the turtles loaded, but I've not actually gone to check on them like the entirety of me working on that project. So let's just see. Okay, okay, just in time. So I must have just sort of partially loaded them then. Still got seagrass on us, so we drag all of these guys over here. And then we can bust open one of these guys, hopefully. Thank you. Come on, baby turtles. Let's go. The baby turtles just get sort of lost in the hoppers. They just drop down. They don't seem to be able to get back out. So that's one good thing, I guess. Let's just budge them all over there. That way we get our scoops from them. Then when they all grow up, we can start breeding them up. And hello, Mr. Proxy. That's the third time he's signed on in like the last 10 minutes. I always say I usually have my notifications off. Blatant lie, because I never remember to turn them back off. But where was we heading? Here's this way, yeah. So I've got pretty much the farm done and dusted now. All of the modules are in. The only thing I've got to do is harvest up a bunch of leaves to put around the actual slime blocks and around the back, just to sort of make it look a lot nicer and to avoid any loss. Now, where I've had to split up the water streams pushing the items down, we are obviously going to get lost. I've had to create another way in over here and move all of my tools and whatnot up to here. So if we hop down here, so as you can see, what we've got is a drown stuck in the system with a bunch of fish. Seriously, an entire ocean that they can spawn, and they choose to spawn down here. Fantastic. I don't think that's going to affect the sugarcane getting pushed down. But yeah, what's going to happen is that these sections here that break up the waterways, because I'm doing 3 wide waterways with the glass panes rather than full glass blocks, because, well, I didn't actually have that much glass smelted ready for this project. Because I was planning on doing a flying machine, these sort of partition walls were not in the plan, which means I didn't have the glass ready. So yeah, I sort of just had to make do with what I had. So we've done glass panes instead of glass blocks, which means our waterways have had to be 3 wide instead of just 1 on either side. And because of that, I can't use signs. I'm having to use half slabs to split the waterways. And by doing that, we are going to obviously have some sugarcane land on them. But I think, what is it? It's 1, 2, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 modules of 12. So the rates of it should be fairly decent, but I think I need to get some more light sources down here, because at the moment it's not very well lit up. It's pretty well lit up with just torches, but I want to get leaves and make it actually look pretty decent. And already, like, looking down from above the water, you can see it really clearly, and it does. Oh, poor Minikin, fell from a higher place. From up here, it looks really good, and especially with the night vision from the conduit. But when that goes, it still sort of glows. So let's get rid of the conduit effect, please. 3, 2, 1, 0. There we go. So it also illuminates, and the slime blocks I think look wicked from above, so I'm quite happy having the glass ceiling above that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that it's turned out so far. I'm going to have to go collect all of my stuff, but this is not what I wanted our entire episode to be. I was going to head down to collect my stuff, but no, I actually want to show you the other stuff that I want to work on. Now, I really need to get a proper storage system in place, so I want at least like 1 deep storage module for all of the sort of mined materials. So you've got your cobblestone, your stone, granite, andesite, diorite, dirt, gravel and whatnots. And I want full, like, at least around about 12 double chests worth of each one for deep storage for them. And then I want a full automatic sorting system, which means I'm going to have to sort out a place to move our permanent storage system. Now, what I was thinking of doing, and what I'd already started the sort of prep work for doing, is the, what is it? I think it's 8 chunks around our slime farm. I actually want to dig down to bedrock. So from this level, I want the entire area around the slime farm obviously covered with glass. So that way we can view the slime chunk from all the way around the actual base where we're going to be. And then I'll have one of our storage, like one of our main storage areas in probably one of the corners where we could probably ship everything off to. And then I'm going to have floors separating each section, but I actually want to dig down the entire lot down to bedrock. Now, I did start, and I thought, oh, I might as well make a start and do it like bit by bit in between episodes. But I really, really need to get a beacon, because if I get a beacon, this job is going to take around about 1/8 of the time. So what we're going to do to finish this episode off is, rather than cost ourselves a whole bunch of gear and a whole bunch of potions and just aggro, I think we're just going to see if we can't cheese the wither fight. So we're going to head off over to the end and we're going to go do that. So yeah, I'll catch you over there. Alright then guys, so we're over here in the end. It's actually the following day since that last clip, and I actually went out, well, not went out, I waited for the turtles, and then I ended up enchanting one of the turtle helms. In fact, I ended up enchanting 2 just to make one of the sort of OP ones with all of the good stuff on it. So we now got that with us, and trying to do this with a trap with Enderman darting about. Like, I'm not really worried about spawning the Wither, it's more the Enderman giving me aggro than anything else right now. But what we need to do is we need to disable this end portal just here. Now this is right next to one of the end cities that I did hit up early on. So that's one of the massive ones I actually went and took down. But in order to do this, we actually need to find out our direction. I know that I've put our stuff that I need somewhere in here. As to which shulker chest, is it in you? There we go. Got a locator map, we've got some soul sand. Let's pick you back up and throw you back in, and then we get our valuables out. And we also need a couple of little bits and pieces from our redstone box, so let's grab our 3 wither skeleton skulls. Happy days there. And then we want a dispenser and a button. Thank you very much. I do believe that's everything we need from our ender chest, because once I put this away, if I end up dying, I've got the coordinates written down, so it shouldn't be too much bother. And I've got spare rockets, spare elytra if I needed to get back, but hopefully all goes well. But we need to open a locator map and find out which way is our west direction. So it would be this direction here. So it's this side that we actually need to build the wither trap on. So let's just grab some blocks on us, heal her up a little bit, and then we want to go out here. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Double count, yep, that's all right. And then I do believe it is 1 here, 1 here, just to make like the sign of a cross by the looks of it. And we also need to disable the portal, so what we want to do is actually get a better angle on this thing. So can we get our dispenser on our hotbar? I need to be able to place it just in here facing the actual portal itself. So just like that, throw a bucket of water in there, and then we want to get our button, throw it anywhere on here to activate it, and then we get rid of that portal. So now we've got a perfect little bedrock trap here, and then we want to put 1 more block just above there, and then we also need to put down a piece of obsidian underneath the bottom. So let's do that. Ouch. Hop on down here. Okay, now the only bad thing about this, because it's on hard, the wither is going to be firing the blue skulls everywhere and destroying everything in its radius. So we just need to be careful not to actually get hit or killed by that. Now, if all goes well, the wither should actually go and be... Oh, and I've accidentally looked at that enderman. Awesome. Let's see if we can't kill him before we progress, otherwise he's going to give us a load of aggro. Oh. Okay, we've got a too high gap under here, so... This is the exact reason that I hate building or trying to do stuff in the end, because just looking at these guys aggroes them. It's really annoying. Okay, now, you know what? To be on the safe side, I'm actually going to take off my elytra, just so if we do get hit, we can take a little bit more damage. And we put that on, because we don't actually need to fly or anything right now. Yeah, spawning with on hard mode always I get a little bit anxious about, mainly because I've had such bad experiences with it in my single player world. It's like it has never gone well for me whenever I've done it. So I've always died at least 9 or 10 times fighting the wither. So if I've got this all correct, which fingers crossed I have. Now, by the way, this is not my design. I've not figured this out. This is just a sort of meta for trapping the wither on the Bedrock edition. There's around about 200-300 different tutorials from different people. So as to who found it out, I have no idea. There we go. We just need to get down and far enough away that his blue skull things ain't going to batter us. He'll then take suffocation damage inside the actual bedrock. And hopefully, yeah, see, so these things will go flying everywhere. We just need to sort of dodge them, make sure that we don't get hit, and we'll just wait for the wither to die naturally. Well, not naturally, but suffocate. So yeah. Yay! There we go. You know, I've made a mess of the area though. And I accidentally hit an enderman while I was swinging forward a wither skeleton, but it wasn't too much of an issue. Now, just so that we know for future, because he's completely destroyed it, yeah, this is the west direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly, first of all, I want to make sure that I actually get that nether star would be a good start. There we go. I'm going to sort of lay out the trap ready to be used next time, so that way I don't have to worry about trying to figure it all out again. Did he take out our obsidian as well? Yes, he did. I'm going to place that. Okay, so I'll catch you back at base when we're ready to build this beacon. Alright then guys, so I finally made it back to base, and I ended up hitting up around about 4 or 5 end cities on the way back trying to find the ice highway. Obviously I went back a route that I didn't head to where I was going, so I did end up getting quite a few more of the shulker shells. Also got another couple pairs of elytra, so we're definitely stocked up on them. And look at our shulker shells, and then I've actually run out of room in our other loot boxes. Also got a bunch more diamonds and gold and iron, but that's my tool chest. That's not the one that I wanted to show you. Let's get our valuables out. And what I have done is me and Max split up all the gold that we've got from the gold farm so far. So I've got a stack and a half of the gold blocks, nearly a stack and a half of the iron blocks. So we should have enough blocks now for a full tier beacon. And we've got our nether stars, so that's all happy days there. And we want some... Actually, do we have to take it out of there? Can we go get some glass? And have we got any obsidian in here? We have. So can we do it? Is this a thing? It's a thing. It's done. Our first beacon. I believe it's the first beacon on the server as well, because I've seen no other beacon beams or anyone selling beacons. But if we figure out a way of farming the wither skulls, I'm thinking maybe charge creeper factory with wither skeletons, and then maybe just start selling beacons directly, because I am accumulating bit by bit money to buy a decent sized plot. So what I may do is just start selling like the sort of higher tier value stuff, sort of like I don't know, probably like the elytras, conduits, like full tier conduits, beacons. I don't know, just sort of really hard to get stuff in the sort of end game way, rather than people struggling to get the skulls and whatnot by themselves. It's a decent option, either that or like an end shop, just stuff based around here. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. What am I doing here? I wanted to put the glass away. I've got loads of horse armor as well. I keep on picking that up for some reason. Trying to think in here that we don't need. No, we don't need that flint and steel in there. And you know what? I'm going to put all this stuff away in a bit. But we've got our beacon. I'm very happy. And these symbols look very different from when I last looked at a beacon. Yes, but we should be able to get a full tier beacon. I've got a load of double chests set up ready to start digging this area out, so I'm hoping by the beginning of the next episode... There you are. I could hear him. I knew that I could hear one. By the beginning of the next episode, I'm hoping to have the 8 chunks around our centre chunk completely dug out. I've got 2 swords on me because one hasn't got fire aspect on, because it's... when it's got fire aspect, the shulkers tend to just teleport away. But with fire aspect with these guys, you only have to hit them once and they end up burning to death. So what I really wish would happen is that if you've got looting free on a sword that's got fire aspect, I think even if they die from the tick damage, it should still count as looting free hitting them, but it doesn't. So as you saw there, we've got no membrane whatsoever. But that's okay. in between the cut where I was heading to the end, I also got a little bit more work done on our sugarcane farm. Excuse me. And that is, I sort of got a load of lighting done and a load of leaf block sort of placed. So it's looking very green and very bright underneath the water there. And I'm not sure if I showed you this or not. If I have, I'm probably going to cut this out. So it's hard to remember. When I make so many cuts over a period of so many days, it's really hard for me to keep track of what I've shown you and what I've done in between. Because I know there's in between the cut, I was farming the turtles for about 2 or 3 hours, and then I was enchanting over at the gold farm, and then I was down here. There's just loads of bits and pieces, and it's really nice to have, oh hello guy, loads of different projects on the go at the same sort of time that I'm just constantly have something to do. But yeah, we've got a load of the sea lanterns in here now, a load of the leaf blocks, so nothing sort of gets stuck. But what I am noticing with the sugarcane is that all of it will grow to at least 2 high, but for it to grow 3 high, it takes a really, really long time. And obviously, for some reason, this one has not kicked out. And that's probably because this is on the edge of a chunk, no doubt. So if we were to break you, and then all that would then get broken. Yep, so that's something we've got to keep an eye out for. Maybe a daylight sensor or a day or nighttime sensor to activate this, even so that way if it is unloaded where it's grown and it's not read it, then the daylight sensor, when it is completely loaded, will actually kick it off at the right time. It's just a thought, but it's something that we could probably do to counteract that. Yeah, but this is the inside. I'm trying to figure out a way of getting out of here, and I'm looking around and I can't. There we go. We just go back up here. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way that this turned out. It's actually kicking out quite a bit of sugarcane. Each time the entire farm does like a harvest, we're getting around about 3 or 4 stacks worth of sugarcane, which is all happy days there. Because we need, the main reason that I wanted the paper is for the fireworks, because flying around and doing the end city busting and looting, which is really fun. It's like I don't get to, it's sort of a challenge more on the multiplayer server than it is in single player. In single player, once you've got so much gear, it's like, oh well, what's the point? I don't get it. It's just like once you've reached the limit of how much loot you've got in single player, there's just no point pushing forward looting anymore. But on the multiplayer server, although I've got them like 3 shulker boxes full of loots of tools, weapons, loads of armor with mending on, I just know that on a multiplayer server, if I wanted to, I could just start selling it in a shop. And the shulker shells, very happy that the looting is still working on them. That's how comes I actually made this sword without the fire aspect on, just so I get the looting effect when they die. So yeah, I'm afraid that we're running out of time because I'm waffling for far too long now, but hopefully, actually, you know, I'm going to take off this helmet because that's one thing that I really don't like. With this skin and this helmet, the helmet completely covers the eyes like a visor, but I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. I'm going to take it off to say goodbye to you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.